Okay, start recording. There is a question sent to me right here, and the question is 3.2 47/15. 47/15. So it's number 15 on your 3.2 homework. Now, of course, I'm not going to look at the directions. I'm just going to complete the square because, as I told you before, if you complete the square with every single quadratic, that damn monitor's almost black now. That's really bothering me.
We should speak. Let's all meet up. No, I'm not driving over there.
I've only got like 15,000 things on this.
Technology does.
Who wants to try to play with it, fix it? Anybody? Any volunteers? Come on, y'all are TV people. Try to fix it. There's the menu. All right, so I don't want the penalty to be dark. I don't want them to be dark. I want them to be light. Now it's lightening up. Okay, just take it out.
Why are you in this class?
15 x squared plus 5x equals 6x plus 2. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do, now it's done got darker. Do the contrast. And bring the 6x and the 2 over. Well, you don't have to bring the 2 over. 15x squared. What is 5x minus 6x? Negative x, or negative 1x. Equal, plus blank is equal to 2 plus blank. Just leave it alone. That's a whole lot better. Thank you. Now, can you get out of the menu without it going crazy? Thank you. Okay, Pendleton. You're much brighter. It's like talking to a freaking post. I hope y'all have good letters of recommendation because I foresee y'all all have a hard time in your job. I foresee it already because you're not communicating. 15 x squared minus 1/15 x plus blank is equal to 2 plus 15 times blank. 1/15 divided by 2 is 1/30. 1/30 squared is 1 over 900. Y'all check me.
That's correct.
What the heck was that? So, y'all check the 1/900? Okay. So, 15 times x minus 1 over 300 quantity squared, or 30. Sorry, 30. Is equal to, divide 15 by, or divide 900 by 15. What do you get? 60. So that's 15 over 1. So this is going to go to 60. And that's going to be 120 over 60 plus 1 over 60. Somebody check me and make sure that's right because 15 are going to 960 times. Okay. So that's going to be.
Just a question.
Yeah. Who's got a question?
So where does the 1 over 900 come from?
Okay. You have to take b divided by 2 and square it. That's the whole point of b divided by 2 and square it. And take your highlighter. This is after you factor. Now, before you do this, a has to be positive 1. Okay, so if a is not equal to positive 1, you can't do this. So that's why I had to factor the 15 out first, so I could get my 1 right there. After you get a 1x squared, or if it is 1x squared, you can do b divided by 2. So I'm going to go over here And I'm going to do b divided by 2. 1 divided by 15 divided by 2. Well, when you divide, you're dividing 2 over 1. So that's going to be multiplied by the reciprocal. 1 over what? 30. And then you square 1 over 30. And that's 1 over 900. And this right here is probably the number one reason that people don't do completing the square, because they don't know how to what? They don't know how to do anything with fractions because they've been, weaned off of a what? A calculator. All right, finish it out now. Oh, that's good stuff. I got me a Manhattan ice cube tray. You know what a Manhattan is? That's a good thing. All right. In Manhattan, you put a big 2 by 2 inch cube of ice in a glass. So I bought it so I could put the ice in this thing. And it really works good.
Great. Hey, technology.
Yeah. I should be carrying around a gallon jug of water. I don't know why.
Yeah, where's the gallon jug of water?
I don't know. I guess I'm just not in the clique, man. I need a gallon jug of water to carry around.
You can't complete the look without the gallon.
I know.
Also, you gotta quit wearing pillows and wear a skinny tank top.
Oh, I gotta do that too. And when it's snowing outside, right?
Yep, when it's snowing. And you need to hike up, a backwards hat. You need to hike it up on your head. And then get the
Yep.
Wear sunglasses inside too.
Yep.
Oh, you gotta always wear sunglasses inside.
And also now you gotta start hiking up the shores.
No wonder. No wonder I'm doing everything wrong. I'm not carrying around a gallon jug of water. I'm not wearing extra small, and I'm not wearing sunglasses inside. So.
And that's fine. All right.
I appreciate you helping me out. Thank you.
Yes. No.
He's so funny.
And I got to get smokestacks on my truck too. Don't forget that.
Yeah, you gotta go. If you're gonna go one way, you gotta go all the way.
I got to go all the way, man.
Awesome.
Just wear a dadgum billboard that says I have insecurities. Equals 121 over 60. Now at this point, you've got two things that you can do. What are they?
Quit. Go home.
Quit is a good answer. You get 10 points extra for that. Quit. When tough gets going, what do we do?
Quit.
Quit. You got a vertex of 1 over 30, comma, negative 121 over 60. So write that down as the vertex. You also got a y-intercept of negative 2, so write that down. Y-intercept of 0, negative 2, and that's just at the beginning of the problem. When you rewrite it as 15x squared plus 5x minus 6x minus 2 is equal to 0. That negative 2 is your y-intercept. And then you also have the intercept form of the equation, 15 times x minus 1 over 30 quantity squared minus 121 over 60. So that's and I circle that because sometimes you might have to write that in the homework or the test question. All right, now we finish it to find the x-intercepts. And this is what you should be doing with every single problem you see as a quadratic. Quadratic means x squared. Okay? Any problem you see in 3.1 and 3.2, you should be doing all of this, because that's what I'm going to ask you to do on the test. So now, I'm going to take my handy-dandy eraser. Well, I don't want to do that, so let's see if I can do this. No. Hold on a second, y'all. I was going to try to make it smaller, but it's not going to let me do that. There it is. Okay, y'all good with that?
Yes, sir.
Here, let me turn the camera so y'all can see the board. No, I'm just kidding. 15 times x minus 1 over 30 quantity squared is equal to 121 over 60. I'm going to divide by 15. Divide by 15. Multiply by 1 over 15. And that's going to give me x minus 1 over 30. Quantity squared is equal to 121 over 900.
1 over.
Now, why is that so nice?
That's beautiful. It's got perfect squares.
Perfect squares. Thank you for paying attention. Wow, somebody's actually paying attention. Oops, I forgot something. Hold on a second. These people, when did I tell y'all to text me if you're Skyping in? 30 minutes before class or right at the beginning of class? At the beginning of class. Thank you. I appreciate people that pay attention. Because when you tell me 20 minutes before class starts, by the time I get started with class, guess what? Oh my gosh. I forget. Great. All the dadgum things.
Thing Russian.
That's it. You said it. Go ahead and finish it and sketch the graph and do all that stuff while I get everything unclustered. Cannot be reached. I'm just going to leave it like that. Well, it's not dark now. Maybe it's because I've been putting the screen, been using the screen. Reckon that's it. Miss Vickery, are you still here?
Yes, sir.
Did you? Were you able to get in your classes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Did everything go good? It's done got dark again. Look at there. As soon as I pulled Pendleton down there, or not Pendleton, but Pendleton and Easley. As soon as I pulled them down there, I need to tell IT about this so they can fix it in 2021.
Yeah, dark.
Oh, is it getting dark in Pendleton? That's what's happening.
It's froze up.
What's froze up?
Like our little screen in the corner. Oh.
Okay, what I'll do, is anything else frozen up? Is it me that's frozen up, or is it your class that's frozen up?
Our class.
We can't see you.
And your screen is like the bottom of the TV is all we see.
Okay, what about over on the projector?
Yeah, we can see that.
Try to write something.
Okay. I'm going to take the square root of both sides.
We can see that.
I'm sorry, what?
We can see you right on your board, but we can't see you.
Huh. You can't see the Anderson campus at all?
No.
No, sir.
What do you see in the Anderson campus square? Is it blue or is it black?
We only have two squares, and it's the the campus and it's a frozen of their TV, and then it's frozen. It's a frozen picture of our class.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you out and bring you back in, okay?
All right.
It'll only take a minute. Famous last words. I wish they would put these TVs beside each other like they were. Pendleton campus is the only one that does this. When you take them out of the meeting, it says they're offline. It's the only campus. The other campuses don't do that. Well, so that's going to be X minus 1 over 30 is equal to positive or negative 11 over.
You done an hour?
Working on it.
Yeah, he said when he was sleeping when he walked in. He's like, he looked like he just went, yeah. He's like, I need a pat. Yeah, he just walked. It's like, what the security guard falls asleep. Yeah, right, good security.
He gets his money for Go away.
Ain't no game.
Jesus. Get blood all over. Yeah.
6, 4, 6, 17, 79. 6, 18, 71.
I'm looking at a YouTube video part of the test. Be sure I know how. How do you? That's so much easy. It's like fucking. How do you speak?
Try it one more time.
Brother.
I haven't had this trouble before.
Just
There they are. Now it says they're white.
he's talking to
There's something going on with Pendleton campus as far as that. I've never seen it be white before. I've seen it be yellow, red, and green. They must be rebooting the computer.
Just control the motherland. It's always a story where somebody's like,
Okay, we'll wait for them to come up. And we get X is equal to positive or negative 11 over 30 plus 1. And that gives you 2x intercepts. What's 11 plus 1?
12.
So 12 over 30. I'm just going to put 12 over 30 right here. And you can reduce that. And the other one, what's negative 11 plus 1?
Negative 10.
Negative 10 over 30. Or whatever. Still trying to pull up. Bet you $1 they started the. Now it won't even.
That is your answer.
Don't be surprised when I pull them up, they all be gone. It must be negative 10 over 30.
walk out. No, I just need to get up as the camera's going.
He's like, wait, he's here to keep going.
I can't hear you. What?
Ashley said that it's still frozen.
Tell them to restart the computer. That's usually what you do.
What's the thing?
She said try it now.
Okay.
Or just watch it bang away.
Yeah.
What'd they do? Ask them what they did.
I had this.
What'd y'all do, Miss Vickery?
I don't know.
Well, is everything working now? Can you see my white screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Y'all are back. Make
Good
sure
idea.
it's still recording. It's still recording.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Miss Vickery, for coming up to the front of the room from the back of the room and working on it.
You're welcome.
They're going to beat the crap out of her when they go out the door. Watch out, Miss Vickery, because when you go outside, the rest of the class is going to beat you up, okay? Because you actually took some initiative and you actually, moved. Okay, so we've got two x-intercepts. We've got 12 over 30, which is what? 6 over 15, which is 3 over 5 or something like that, which is 10, be 0.6. Somebody check that, 0.6. And 10 over 30, which is 1/3, which is negative 0.33. Y'all check my math, but that should be the decimals. Now, go ahead and sketch the graph. And a lot of you are saying, well, Hubert, it's not asking. I don't care what it's asking for. You need to be able to do anything with a line or a graph in the first quadrant when you hit 130 next semester. Especially with me, if I'm teaching it here in the polycom class, you need to know how to do this stuff.
It's 0.4, not 0.6.
I'm sorry, what?
It's 0.4, not 0.6.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
0.4. Okay, so here we go. There's my graph. My intersection, my vertex, I can't see it because of this stupid thing. My vertex is 1 over 30, which is a very small decimal, and negative 121 over 60. How many times will 60 is 120, so that's negative 2. So negative decimal, a positive decimal and a negative 2 would be down here, right there. And then my y-intercept is right there, 2. And then my negative 0.33 is right there, and my 0.4 is right there. Why is it so skinny? Because of the what?
The A, 15.
Hey, good job. You remembered the letter and everything.
Yes.
15.
On scholarship.
Yeah, dang old scholarship, dang old academic. All right, so that's what you should, if you can do all of that, you can pass my test with flying colors. Now, let's go over the domain. What's the domain? If you miss the domain on this test, do not what? Don't tell anybody. Because you're putting a big sign around your neck that says, I am stupid. All right? Because all the domains on quadratics are what? Unless the directions specify different or the teacher tells you different. The domain on all of these questions are going to be all real numbers. What's the range? From, what's my y? Negative 2 and 1/60th? No, 1/60th. That's dang old Pocahontas. No, I'm sorry. Negative, let's see, be negative 121 over 60 to infinity. Y'all heard about Pocahontas, did you?
What'd she do?
She took the DNA test.
Oh, yeah. And she was
She's
like,
1 and 1,012
oh,
a Native
hey,
American.
No. Hey, it's offensive and wrong to make her take a test for her claims. I mean, that's just, it's just overdone.
I tell you what, I am 1/100,000 British royalty. I want some money, damn it. Okay. The only reason I'm 1/1000 is because I think my mother has a little bit of English in her somewhere. The rest is canceled out by drunk Irish. So I'm 99.9% drunk Irishman. All right.
That's great.
Now,
Way down.
what is the decreasing? Decreasing is negative infinity to, what's my 1/30th? And increasing is what? 1/30th to what? Infinity. Have y'all started to see a pattern with the decreasing and increasing? They all contain the same number. Hopefully y'all have seen that.
Yep.
And the line of symmetry. The line of symmetry always goes through the vertex, and it's always going to be the x is equal to 1/30. That's how you write the line of symmetry. And that's all you need to know to make an A on this test. If you can do all of that, then you're good to go. We're going to do another one here in a minute because this is a very good test question.
Well,
I'm sorry, who's got a question?
Can you try to put the answers in on this question? Because every time I put them in, it marks it wrong.
Let's see what they say. Well, I don't know. Hold on.
Oh, is this correct? That one? Let me try again.
you talking about on A?
But as for the solutions, the x-intercepts are, you had the 3/4. 3/4 is not correct. That's why you got it wrong. That one right there is not correct. It's supposed to be 2/5. You might have reduced a little bit.
I put it in as a decimal, that's where I got it wrong.
Okay. And what else do they ask after that? Is that all they ask? Okay. All right, y'all try that one. I'll write it on the board for you, for those who can't see it. It says 9x plus 3 is equal to 12x squared plus 4x. And I want you to do everything. So I'm going to put it on the white screen here in a minute, and we're going to rewrite it. So make sure you write it down because I'm going to forget it. And I'll put it on the white screen, and we'll go from there. (9x plus 3) equals what? 12x squared plus 4x. Okay, so I'm going to take that, I'm going to move that up a little bit to there. Then I'm going to rewrite it. This thing will go away. There we go. And I'm going to bring the 9x, I'm just going to rewrite it and bring everything to the opposite side. So that's going to be 12x squared plus 4x minus 9x plus blank is equal to 3 plus blank. I just turned it around. And what is 4x minus 9x?
-5.
Negative 5x plus blank is equal to 3 plus blank. Okay, now everybody should be able to take off now, do everything.
Hey, when you like reverse that,
Yeah.
because if you just reverse it, you subtract 12 from both sides or whatever. So if
That
you can
makes
reverse
the
it.
negative. It's when you move one thing to the other side. I moved everything. I took
you moved
Jody and
everything.
Susie
Okay.
and I put them on different sides of the seesaw.
Okay.
That's all I did. What you're talking about is when you move one thing over to the other side.
Okay. If you move everything, all the signs stay the same.
It's okay if you move. That's just like taking Jody and Susie and switching them on the teeter-totter. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The teeter-totter. Now Lindsey Graham's going to take his DNA test. He said that this morning. He said, I think I can beat her. But yeah, you're from Seneca. Duh. If you grew up in Seneca, you're dadgum very close. Dang old Seneca, dang old Native American name, dang old Seneca.
Hey, you can't call first.
Liberal.
Did you say liberal?
Whoa.
Or did you just say nut? Which one was it?
Same
Notice I
difference.
didn't say Democrat, I said liberal nuts.
That's true.
Because they are nuts. I didn't say nothing bad about Democrats.
Dang old.
There's still some dang old Democrats got plenty of sense. They're just very few and far between. And I'll be fair, there's a lot of Republican nuts too.
There are.
Dang old burning crosses and crap. Got Antifa on one side and burning crosses on the other side.
That's fascist.
Thank God they make up about 2% of the nation.
They getting all the news, dadgummit.
Because they're being paid by George Soros.
Oh, right. That whole system's rigged. Half those people,
Half of them don't even know what they're protesting.
they get out there, they get paid a flat rate for hours protesting. We hate something. Patriarchy. What's the thing they keep saying about Trump? It's like, the fascists quit day. Trump's something.
Anti-fascism. But what they're doing is called what? Fascism, where you go beat up people because they don't think the way that you think.
There's no.
Look up fascism.
I'll take hypocrite for 500.
I'll take hypocrite.
What?
So I'll take hypocrite for 500 points.
That's all it is.
Dang, oh, let somebody try to block my redneck Cadillac in the road.
Oh, you just run over them.
I'll run over them.
I do the same.
Didn't they pass a law where you can, like,
You're not supposed to do that, period.
Did it make it legal or something? Run over?
Yeah, I think so.
It's illegal to stop traffic, you know, if it's not an accident, you can't do that.
Lay in the middle of the road, and that will change things.
They'll run you over.
That's how you change America. You just lay in the middle of the road, you repeat the same
You
thing,
piss everyone off.
and you just change how people think. Because that's
Yeah.
what it does.
Yeah.
And you repeat the same thing over and over again. And I hate
It used to be you agree to disagree. Now it's if you disagree, you're a racist.
Oh my god. You know the worst argument is whenever they have this, like it'll be Twitter and they'll put the same like at or hashtag this like 1,000 times in a row
Yeah.
and they think like argues their point. Like hashtag me 1,000 times in a row. So good. I need to do this math problem.
All right. Now what? Now I'm gonna pull this over to the side because some of those people that had bad teachers or they were a bad student or a little bit of both, you didn't learn how to do fractions. I'm going to take 5/12 over here. Well, I'm going to go over here and do it. I'm going to take B and divide it by 2 and square it. 5 divided by 12 multiplied by 1 over 2 is 5 over what? 24 multiplied by itself is 25 over, well, I know 25 is 625, so 576.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Now, you're supposed to sit there and say, I have no idea what 24 squared is.
I
So
used-
25 over 576, 25 over 576. Now, let's see if I can do this. I doubt it will do it, but I'll do it anyway. I'm going to try it. Of course not. Get it. And if I try to explode it, that ain't going to work. Ungroup. Yeah, that worked out real well.
Right, it's
Hey, what was that? I didn't even look up. I just saw. What the heck?
groups.
I'm trying. I'm using my critical thinking skills.
Very important. What the heck is?
I've exploded that so I can turn it into a group so I can make it smaller. And of course, it left one thing out. And of course, I am a failure.
We'll have to off your resume. You'll have to do it. That's what the thing.
And I
Missouri.
grew up on generic, I grew up on using generic and AutoCAD. I grew up on both of them, and it's hard for me to learn this because it doesn't work anything like, CAD, you come from the left and it does a single part. You come from the right, it does the whole thing. And there's no consistency on this, but we haven't had training on it yet. We got these things like 2 years ago. We're waiting on training.
Good. Smart. You learn it yourself?
That is crazy. I don't think I have.
Everything I've done, I've learned myself. We haven't had first training on this system yet. 12 times x minus 5 over what? Dang old 24. Quantity squared is equal to, we might as well quit now.
Wait,
Okay, somebody divide 576 by 24. I know it's divisible by 12 because 24 is the perfect square. So what is it?
24.
44?
24.
48. Wait.
Okay, 24, so that'd be 25.
Wait, you said 20?
Okay, 12 into 576.
For multiplying.
How much? 48. Okay, so 48 times 3 is what? So that'd be 144 over 48.
Yeah, it's 40.
Check my math, make sure I turned everything into what it's supposed to be turned into. And for those of you that don't know what I just did, I'm not going to answer the 3 because you should know that. I changed this, this is 12 over 1, and 12 will go into 576. How many times? 48 times, and now you got 25 over 48. So that's how I got the 25 over 48. And then I changed 3 into a common 1 denominator. So at this point, we have f of x is equal to 12 times x minus 5 over 24 quantity squared equals, and that's going to come out 169. Oh no, another perfect square. 169 over 48. And that is the general form of a quadratic. Now the vertex, and I'll go ahead and write the vertex up here. The vertex of this system, for those that are listening, is 5 over 24, comma, negative 169 over 48. All right, that's the vertex. We know that the y-intercept is 3, negative 3, so y-intercept is 0, negative 3. What time's the movie theater open? I think I might go to the early one. I think I might cut school and go to the early.
Let's cut school. I'm gonna go see
Let's
Venom.
leave
I saw
Friday.
that. It was a good. Okay, I had.
You want to see what?
The new movie.
Reviews were bad, but the audience rating was up. So,
I do like Tom Hardy. He's one of my favorite actors.
I'd see it again.
But
that's
I
what
loved
Tom-
him in Warrior.
I'd say
That was a good movie.
8.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Divided by 2.
Okay, now let's finish it. 12. That means be quiet. X minus, go from one extreme to the other. Go from nobody talking to nobody won't shut up. Equals 169. That was a joke. I'm kidding. 48. All right, so divide by 12, which means divide by 12 over 1, multiply by 1 over 12, and that's going to be 169 over, or perfect square of 576.
24.
Check that.
Yep.
X minus 5 over 24, quantity squared, is equal to 169 over 576. Take the square root of both sides. X minus 5 over 24 is equal to 13 over what? 24. And X is equal to positive or negative 13 plus 5 over 24. I want you to finish, find the x-intercepts, the two x-intercepts. I want you to do that. And then I want you to sketch the graph, find the domain, range, increasing and decreasing, and the line of symmetry. So it'll take you about another couple of 3 minutes.
How did you get the 169 over 576?
Okay? What did I do right here? I divided by what? Right here. What did I do? I divided by 12 over 1. Divide by 12 over 1, which means you multiply by 1 over what?
12.
Laws of fractions. Don't feel bad. I get those questions in the college algebra, and I get it in the 109. I get it in both. And it's not entirely your fault. It's being weaned off of those calculators in high school. That's whose fault it is. Whoever gave you that calculator and told you to use it all the time. It's kind of like opioids. You know, you're given opioids as a prescription, right? Right?
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that, right? What's wrong with opioids? You what?
Okay.
You take too many of them, and then you go out and buy them illegally. Okay? You use it too much. That's what's wrong with the calculators. That's why you got people that run cash registers that can't spell mom backwards. Right, JC? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You got people at Ingalls that don't know how to count, much less run a cash register.
Yeah, they get fired.
Yeah. They should get fired. I bring it up when I got somebody that can't make change. They're running a cash register. I call the manager. I said, this person shouldn't be running a cash register. You're going to lose money. I know, I'm bad.
But it was drastically.
All right. So what is 13 plus 5?
18.
So one of you is 18 over 24, and we'll reduce it later. All right. Now, what is negative 13 plus 5?
8.
Negative 8 over 24. So there's your two x-intercepts. Now remember, you have a positive 13 plus 5, and you have a what? A negative 13 plus 5. That's where the two x-intercepts come from. Now remember, if you have the square root of 0, you only have one x-intercept, and it's usually the vertex. If you have a negative, that means you have what? I. You have to write the answer as in form of A plus BI. So, we got our handy-dandy, very small graph right here. 5 over 24, well, 5 over 25 would be 1/5, which is 0.2. So that's 0.2-ish. And 169 over 48, I have no earthly idea, but I'd say it's around, let's see, 3. 3 times, that's 150, so it's 3. It's not 4. So it'd be 3. 3 and what?
3.5, 3.5.
Negative 3.5. Okay, so that's your, so 0.2 is right there, and negative 3.5 is right here. So that means the x and y-intercept is going to be right above that at negative 3. And then you got 8 over 24, which is 1/3, negative 1/3, which is right in there. And then you got 18 over 24, which is, let's see, 3 over 4, 0.75. Somebody check me. 0.75, so you got a real skinny parabola again. So let's do the domain and range and all that good stuff. The domain is like it is on all of these, all real numbers. The range is from negative 3.5 to what? To infinity. The decreasing is from negative infinity to 0.2, and increasing from point 2 to what? Infinity. Some of y'all start to catch on. It only took, what, a week or two to get y'all to learn this stuff? But don't let anybody fool you. There's some people in class, they won't admit it, but there's some people in class going, I had no idea how to do this when we first started. So, because a lot of students come out of high school have no clue how to use completing the square. So, don't feel bad. All right, let me go back to the questions because we've got a couple more to go over. I thought there was another 3.2. Is there not? What was your question? Okay, that was your question. Anybody else got any questions? I don't see any sent. Okay, so let's look at the test online, and that'll be a good indicator of what my test will look like. Since nobody's got any homework questions sent from 3.1 and 3.2, I want to look at the test and show you what it looks like as far as completing the square. I haven't assigned the test yet, so don't ask me 15,000 questions about the test right now because I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. So here's the Unit 2 test on quadratics. Preview. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that. That's not going to be on right now. We're not worried about that. All right, do that one. X squared. Now, what you need to be working on now, for those of you that have some concept of what you're doing, you should be working on now. You've got the technique down. What should you be working on? What comes after technique? Have y'all never taken a boxing class or karate class or learned how to play a musical instrument? What comes after technique?
Practice.
Fractory. What do you say? Okay, what does practice help you get?
Answers.
Infection. Perfection, but it starts with an S. Not skills. S, P, E, speed.
I play football.
Okay.
Mr. McClure, what's wrong with you? I play football.
That's what I used to tell my high school teachers. They used to say, boy, there's something wrong with you.
I play football.
Okay, as I was saying, you've got the technique down. Now you need to work on the speed. For those of you, for the 5 or 6 that actually know what they're doing, now you got to work on the speed. The rest of y'all pretty much SOL, so y'all might as well quit. So let's work on everything. Here we go. X squared plus 8x plus 8 divided by 4, 8 divided by 2 is 4 squared, 16, equals negative 25 plus 16. X plus 4 quantity squared is equal to negative 25 plus 16 is what? Negative 9. We have no x-intercepts. We know the vertex is negative 4 and positive 9. So we got to sketch the graph. We got a y-intercept of 16, which is way the heck up here. We got no x-intercepts, but we've got a negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a positive 9. So we've got a graph that looks like that. All real numbers. We've got range from positive 9 to infinity. We've got decreasing from negative infinity to negative 4 and increasing from negative 4 to infinity. Now, if you want your x-intercepts written in the form of y, you need to finish it. Take the square root of both sides. X plus 4 is equal to square root of negative 1, square root of 9. X plus 4 is equal to I times 3. Ix is equal to 3i minus 4. Now, how long did that take? I don't know. Maybe a couple of minutes? Some of y'all just now finishing writing down the problem. If you're just now finishing the problem, writing the problem down, you're in trouble, okay? 8x plus 25 is equal to 0. Now, there's actually, there's 2 or 3 steps you could actually skip. So, that's what you're going for. You're going for to be able to take a function and be able to do all of this and give me this within a matter of a couple of minutes. Questions on that one? Okay, speak up. If you got any questions. Call communication. Communication. The solutions are 3i minus, okay, it's going to ask you to put it, and make a note of this right there. What does it say? A plus bi. So you have to learn to write it -4 plus 3i. That's what they want it as. No sneezing. Sneeze again, I'll ask you to leave. Okay, I don't care about that. We're going to do that later. Blame the Russians for everything.
Yeah, brother.
Anything going wrong in your world, blame the Russians. X minus 18 is equal to 0. Now, I will leave this one on the test, and I might ask this in the test, but how easy is this?
Yeah.
It's easy. X squared is equal to what?
X squared is equal to 18.
You are gifted and talented.
want
X
scholarship.
squared is equal to 18. Square root x is equal to the square root of 18. Okay, remember, exact, when you see the word exact in the solution, that means what? Radicals. If you see approximate, that means what? Little idiot box that you weaned off of. Calculator.
I'm the idiot.
Now, what did it say? Type is a what answer?
Exactly.
So that means the square root 3 times the square root of 3. Somebody check my math. No, 2. Sorry, 2. Square root of 2. I was thinking.
I thought that before you said it.
2.
You hear me? I thought
What?
that before you. I thought of that before you said it. I thought it was 2.
Yep.
How much you? Didn't sound.
Okay, we get the point.
Didn't you say?
Didn't say anything until after I finished the problem, though. And Bubba's on the back row going, yeah, man, you don't know what you're doing. He don't even know what day it is. All right, so I don't know if they want the positive or negative. I don't really care, and I don't really care if you don't put it in there. But I'm just going to put 2 like that and go on. That is a test question, but I probably won't give it to you in the class test because I'm trying to make sure y'all fail. All right, next. No, if I give you one like this, it'll be graphing on the graphing calculator. Those numbers are too big. That's another easy one. But I better do it because it causes a fraction and people, have cardio infarctions when it has a fraction. 4x squared is equal to 25. Divide by 4. X squared is equal to 25 fourths. Take the square root. X is equal to 5 over 2. Now that one, they might ask you to do both of them because there is no radical. So I would probably write 5 halves, positive and negative 5 halves. But I'll do negative first because we read from left to right. So if I could work this dadgum cursor. So I would write negative, always type the negative before the fraction. 5 halves, and then arrow over, comma, and another fraction, and say 5 halves.
What did it accept? You see down there on the bottom where it says plus or minus? Could you just write plus or minus?
Yeah, you could have done that. I don't know if it'll take it or not. But it's gonna write. If it will, use it. I didn't see it till just now.
I don't know if the computer will take that.
I'm picking out problems that I will give you on a test. That, no. I would not give you that on a test because that is nothing but a calculator question. So don't worry about that being on the in-class test. That one either. Most of these, if you got decimals, that is a calculator question. I'm not going to give you one like that in class. Not one like that one because, well, no. There's one. 2x squared plus 2x minus 4. Just ignore the directions. Ignore the question. I want you to do everything. So, 2x squared plus 2x minus 4 is equal to 0. 2x squared plus 2x plus blank is equal to 4 plus blank. All right, get started on it. Trying to figure out how to make a Manhattan and make it look like a chocolate shake at the same time. I guarantee you somebody's done enough to my apartment head because I'm drinking in the green glass. How much you want to bet?
You got a work email.
Yeah, work email.
What?
Got a work email.
That's probably somebody done called and told her I'm drinking. But the red solo cup teacher could teach for half a semester and nobody say a word. No coughing in class. You need to lay off the Marlboro Reds, they'll kill you. Do you have a cold? No, I'm just coughing up a lung. So you factor out a 2, and that's going to give you 2x squared plus 1x plus blank is equal to 4 times 2, plus 2 times blank. Now I put that 1x there for instructional purposes. You don't have to put that x at 1 there. I did it because I'm going to divide it by 2 and that's where I get the 1/2. I don't want you to get confused on where'd you get the 1. I'm going to go over here. 1 divided by 2 and square it. What is 1 divided by 2 squared?
1/4.
Good job. I am impressed. You did that without a calculator too. So that's going to give us 2 times x plus 1/2 quantity squared is equal to, okay, now be careful here because this is some real bad stuff here. 2 times 1/4 is 1/2. Remember 2/4 is 50. And 8/2 is right here. All right, finish it. Make sure you write the intercept form of the equation or the general form. Make sure you write that. Make sure you get the vertex, the y-intercept, and the x-intercepts. We're actually going to get a perfect square. Isn't that nice?
What's the name? Duck Dynasty.
What are y'all talking about?
Dynasty.
We said that a perfect square makes us happy, happy, happy.
It does. It means that you're probably on the right track.
Yep, dynasty.
And you're not as big as a loser as you think you are. Huh?
I need a crock
Can't
closet.
hear you.
You hunt?
Yeah, but I don't go crazy and go to Cabela's and buy $5,000 worth of stuff to go hunt with. I grab my marine camis and I go out and I sit in a tree and I shoot a deer and I get it dressed and that's it. It costs me a bullet.
Yeah.
I don't go out and buy a four-wheeler and buy a little wagon to go buy the four-wheeler and ride it around Anderson County on a little trailer and let everybody see it. And then go buy sock warmers and go buy a hooded thing and go buy this big old canopy. I don't do all that. No, I don't.
The full things.
That
It
they
can afford
had
it.
7 minutes and he killed an ape.
Good for him. That's the way I do it. And then these guys, they take the day off so they can go to town in their camis and go eat at several different places in their camis so everybody can say, oh, they deer hunt.
Idiots.
I'm sorry. I lost my cool there for a minute.
But it's
Just like these guys that ride around with these four-wheel drives and they act like they're country boys, but they're
it's like cheap cars.
just want to take a piece of dynamite and blow it up. Okay, what's the vertex? Negative 1/2 and what?
Yep. And
Negative 9/2. That's your vertex. My y-intercept is 0, negative 4. And we keep going. Oh, general form, f of x is equal to 2 times x plus 1/2 quantity squared minus 9/2. And that is the general form of the curve, and that's good for right now. So now we just find the x-intercepts, and when you divide by 2, what does that give you on the right-hand side? 9/2 or 9/4?
4.
Good job. And that's going to give you x plus 1/2 is equal to positive or negative 3 over 2, and x is equal to positive or negative 3 minus 1 over 2. What's 3 minus 1?
Oh.
Yeah, 2 over 2 is 1. Negative 4 over 2. So now let's draw our graph. Positive 1, negative 2, 0, negative 4, negative 1/2, and negative what, 4.5? Is it a quadratic? Yeah, it's a parabola. Is the graph opening upward? It's concave up, meaning open upward. Is the vertex a maximum or minimum? Minimum, because it's a bowl. It's not a mountaintop, it's a bowl. So, I don't know what else they're going to ask you, but you can find everything else. What's the line of symmetry? Line of symmetry, x is equal to negative 1/2. What is the domain? All real numbers. What is the range from negative 9/2 to infinity? Decreasing from negative infinity to negative 1/2, increasing from negative 1/2 to positive infinity. All right. Expect, well, today is what, Tuesday?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a pre-test Thursday. But you're only going to get it in class, so if you don't show up, you're not going to get it. All right? I'm giving you a pre-test, so that way you can't say, oh, I didn't know the test was going to be Tuesday. All right? I'm giving you a pre-test Thursday, so you know that the test is going to be Tuesday. I'm also giving you a pre-test Thursday, so you won't screw it up Tuesday. Anybody got any questions on that?
Yes, sir.
That's a great.
Expect about 10 questions. All right, y'all get out of here and have a good day, and keep working on 3.1 and 3.2.
Thank you. Have a good.
Y'all keep between the ditches.